From the runways of Lewis University, just a short drive down historic Interstate 55, the Weber Road, 45 miles west of downtown Chicago. It's Canlan Sports, your home for Lewis Flyers hockey. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lewis University Television Network. My name is Logan Kapp. I am alongside Cody Lindemann, and we are in for a treat here tonight, Cody. We've got the visiting Depaul Blue Demons taking on your Lewis Flyers. What can we look forward to for the game here tonight?
Yeah, well, we are back on home ice. We're back on LUTN. It is the first game this season. We are at Canlan Sports. I am so excited to be here, excited for the season on LUTN to get underway. When we look at the Depaul Blue Demons, they've been playing some really good hockey to start out this season. They're undefeated, winning all 10 of their games. And last weekend they beat Drury in both of the games they played by a score of 4-1 and 7-3. So Depaul not having any trouble putting points on the board and not having any trouble racking up those wins.
I wish I could say the same thing about the Flyers, Cody. The Flyers have not been as successful as the Blue Demons this year, going 2-4 on the season thus far. Their only two wins coming against Olivet Nazarene University. You and I were actually lucky enough to travel down to Kankakee to see that first win of the season. Their second win and most previous game was played here on Canlan Ice Sports. Unfortunately, we were unable to cover that one, but their most recent win, again, was coming on Canlan Sports. So look to see them carry over some of that momentum. The games last week that the Flyers were supposed to play, that we were supposed to cover against McKendree, ended up getting canceled due to a scheduling conflict. But we're back here tonight. What do you think from that previous win that they had was here at Canlan Ice Sports, like I said, against Olivet Nazarene University? What do you think is going to be the most important thing for them to carry over from that game today?
Yeah, well, I think you mentioned it's all about momentum. Momentum early on in the season, I think it's important to carry it over. You just had your best weekend if you're the Flyers of play. You had a weekend off, so I think it'll be really difficult to carry over momentum, but I think it's really important. You're back here at home. You have, good vibes. Your last time you were at home, you picked up a win. So I think carrying over that momentum is going to be a key to tonight's game.
I hope so. Hopefully they'll be able to carry over some of that. Speaking of keys, we do have a few keys to the game here tonight that we can go through right now. These are keys that I came up with for Lewis Flyers hockey. I think it'll be imperative for them, number one, to get the puck deep. I think that's going to be something that they're going to have to do, and it's going to be very important for them to do and be successful on the game now. It looks like you can see the graphic now. Like I said, get the puck deep. It's going to be very important for the Flyers to play 200 feet away from their goal, right? It's very difficult for the Blue Demons to score if they're playing in their own defensive end, right? And so if the Flyers can apply that pressure early, play in that offensive zone, and give the Blue Demons absolutely no room, that'll be a key tonight. They need to play that game the entire time, right? Like I said, get the puck deep. That's something the Flyers need to do. They need to control the pace of play. That's going to be a key. Again, you don't want to give these Blue Demons any sort of room, get anything going, right? Because they've had such success so far in their season, right? And so control early and play a full 60 minutes. That's the most important thing. We saw last year the Flyers struggled to play a full 60 minutes of hockey. They kind of fell flat on their face after 2 periods of play. So hopefully that is something that they will be able to do today and will be the most important thing for them going forward this season. Now, of those 3 things, Cody, what do you think is the most important key to the game?
Yeah, well, I think you can't really focus on playing 60 minutes until you get the puck deep. For me, that is the most important thing. I think you need to, as you said, put pressure on the Blue Demons, not let Depaul get out of their zone, not let them play their game. And you know what? Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So keep them down in that end. Don't let them get looks on your goalie. Don't let them get looks on your defense. And don't turn over the puck in the neutral zone. And that all falls under the category of getting that puck deep.
I think that'll be very important. And one thing you do need to play a game, Cody, is players. And we can take a look at the starting lineups for your Lewis Flyers right now. Who do you think on this Lewis Flyers team, Cody, is going to be someone that we need to watch, someone that we need to focus on for the broadcast here today?
Yeah, well, he has a C on his chest for a reason. It's number 9, Morrow. As you mentioned, we went down to Kankakee and we saw these Flyers, and we saw them play against Olivet Nazarene and pick up their first win. And Morrow scored 2 goals in that game. He looked really good. And so far in the season, he leads the team in points. So I think, if you want to be successful and the Flyers want to fly tonight, you got to get Morrow going in this game.
Yeah, you see a nice shot of Morrow warming up right now. That is live happening in person at Callan Ice Sports. And in addition to the Lewis Flyers, they also have an opponent, as you do, as you need for a hockey game, right? They're playing the Depaul Blue Demons. We also have a graphic to take a look at the Depaul Blue Demons starting lineup. And Cody, same thing. Who's going to be the player to watch on the Blue Demons tonight?
Yeah, well, we're focusing on another player with another liner on his chest. This time it's it is number 8 health for the Blue Demons. He has the most games played in program history at a whole whopping 87 games. That is a lot of games so far, and you know that's the most in program history, as I said, and he has an impact on almost every single game that he plays. He has 78 goals and 74 assists, so if you're doing some quick math, that is 152 total points on his career, so having an effect in almost every single game that he has touched the ice.
Yeah, I think it's important to focus on those senior leaders. The Flyers have a couple of them. You talked about Matt Morrow. This is someone the Flyers will look to lead them here today. They have a lot of new faces on their team this year, a lot of freshmen, so they'll be looking to those older guys to hopefully be able to get some of their wisdom, take it in, and be able to do that here today. So with that, I think it'll be an interesting one here at Callan Ice Sports. We've got the opening lineups, starting lineups coming up in just a couple minutes with the national anthem, and then we got puck drop. So stay with us right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
Canlan Sports 1-0. We are getting set and geared up for hockey here. And we are going to send it down to Logan in just a couple seconds as he has your starting lineup. And after starting lineup, we have the national anthem. And then it is time for hockey. So fear not, it is right around the corner. The teams are out there getting their legs warmed up one final time before we go through the starting lineup. So we're going to send it down to Logan, and he is going to let us know exactly who is starting off just for each team here tonight.
Depaul Blue Demons and your Lewis Flyers. Up first, we have the starting lineup for the visiting Depaul Blue Demons. Up first, number 8, Michael House. Number 9, Chris Lee. Number 10, Liam Farrell. Number 13, Lucas Theodosopoulos. Number 26, Josh Maloney. And in goal, number 41, Asher McCoo. And now the starting lineup for your Lewis Flyers. On the wing, number 19, Michael Legas. At center, number 9, Matt Morrow. On the wing, number 17, Jeff Selman. On defense, number 68, Jeff Baker. And on defense, number 46, Todd Kramer. And in goal for the Flyers, number 50, Mike Fisher. Everyone could kindly rise for the national anthem by Sam Olsen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lewis University Television Network. My name is Logan Kapp. I am joined alongside tonight by Cody Lindeman. Cody, we're back here for some Flyers hockey. We were already underway here. What do you think the keys to the game? We went through a little bit in the open. What do you think is the most important thing is for the Flyers tonight?
Yeah, just to reiterate for anyone who missed in the open, get the puck deep. If you're the Flyers, play your game, and then play a full 60 minutes is something you said they struggled with last year. Looking to improve upon that, and this game's underway, and I think the energy so far looks pretty good. Already got an opening hit, got the bench into it. They love to see that and get the home crowd into it as well.
All right, here come the Blue Demons now. Lee sends it into the Flyer zone cross ice, where it is received by Chet Dacre behind the net. Dacre now stops, waits for the Flyers to set up on the breakout, sends it high into the air, and that goes just a little bit too high up into the rafters. We've got a stoppage of play. 19:06 left to go in period number 1. It's tied 0-0.
Yeah, something I've already noticed in the early going is a couple of horizontal passes moving through the neutral zone by either team. So, that's something that, you get a stick, you get a bounce going your way, and you can, get an odd man break going the other way. So something maybe to look forward to or, be attentive to as the game moves forward here tonight.
Leptich sends it up to the point, and the Blue Demons keep it in on the point, and we have a delayed penalty and a whistle.
This could be a penalty on the Flyers, yeah.
For the Depaul Blue Demons. That looked like a little bit of a high hit there by Brian Gutt, and that will take the Flyers to their first penalty kill on the day. This is something that was very dangerous for the Flyers last season. We talked a little bit about it in the open, that it's important for the Flyers to play 5-on-5 hockey the whole time. Taking an early penalty like this is not something that was in the game plan today.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to do, but get a nice... that was in by the skates there. That one almost had a deflection go the Flyers' way. It looked like the goalie kind of played it and it just took a hop off the end boards back there and made its way right back out in front of the net.
Lee now takes it in down below the Flyers' goal line. Got a couple Flyers players on him. Turns, shoots, goes over the net. And that's kept in on the point. Here are the Blue Demons now. Cycle it up high. Health tries to sauce it across. It's broken up by McDonald. Eventually makes its way over to Lee in the far side corner. Now down below the goal line. Tries the center. And a stick from Josh McDonald breaks that up. Blue Demons have the puck. Tries another shot. Big save by Fisher on the near side. Back up to the point to Lee. He tries to send it down low. A stick from McDonald broke it up. And eventually they get it down below the Flyers goal line.
The Blue Demons starting to apply some pressure here in their power play.
Blue Demons now in the quarter. Kramer pokes it away. Tries to get it out. Can't quite get it out of the zone. It's kept in on the point there by number 9, Chris Lee, and eventually the Flyers are finally able to get that one out with just under a minute left on their first penalty kill.
Yeah, it was a good save by the Blue Demons there at the point, but it disrupted the play enough that the Flyers were able to get the rebound off the shot, and some good forechecking here by the Flyers, really slowing down the Blue Demons until they finally get out right here.
Here comes Lee into the Flyers zone, tries a shot, goes high and wide as he kind of trucked over number 76, Adam Petrovic there, and the Flyers are able to get that one out. Reedy is and sends it all the way into Depaul's end. It's received by number 25, Ryan Plotke. And here come the Blue Demons back the other way.
Zamora with a nice defensive play in the neutral zone, clogging up that rush for the Blue Demons.
So physical play here by the Flyers. Love to see that. And we have a high stick being called. Not a penalty, though, just a high-sticking infraction. Played the puck a little bit too high with that stick above the shoulders. So we'll have a face-off down in Depaul's end. It's 0-0. We got 9 seconds left on Depaul's first power play of the day.
Yeah, the Flyers penalty kill, you got to give it up. That's not a penalty you want to take early on, but they have played really well here. Burned it off. If you can win this face-off, you could easily burn this penalty off.
Ernsting loses that face-off. Cohen now for the Depaul sends it into the Flyers zone right past Tyler Kramer. Wazlu is down below the Flyers goal line to battle for it. That penalty to the Flyers has expired. 5-on-5 hockey. Try a fast break up. McDonald now battling hard with Plotke. And that puck trickles into the far side corner into Paul's end.
That was a great breakout pass, just not enough separation between the Flyers and the Blue Demons defense there to really get that breakaway going.
Here come the Blue Demons back. Now Michael Help into the Flyer zone, sends it to the near side. Back down where Scotty Ernstine battles for it in the near side corner. The Blue Demons can't quite get it a center on it because from a good stick from Scotty Ernstine, And Kramer tries to lift it out. It's kept in by number 86 there, Wazlu. And we have a hand pass being called by the referee in the far side corner.
Yeah, the Flyers really playing physical here in the early going. It must be a point that they have made in their locker room. Any chance they get there, putting a body on a Blue Demon. And so far it's worked out pretty well defensively. Besides that one penalty that resulted from a hit, they've been playing really well here in the early going.
Prusta wins that face-off for Depaul, sends it back to the point where Michael Legas is on the forecheck. And eventually Depaul comes, tries a ring-around pass, but that's broken up by the Flyers. Here comes Morrow into the zone on the far side with speed. Takes it in the corner, stops, looks for something to do with it, tries to send it up to the point where it's sticked ahead by Chet Daker, and eventually Depaul will be able to bring that one out. Prusta deflects it into the Flyer zone where Chet Daker is back to receive it, sends it around the net to Selman, who can't quite get that puck out. Blue Demons now on the far side. Passion tries to center. It's broken up by the Flyers, though. And number 46, Tyler Kramer, tried to go high off the glass, but that was just a little bit too high. So we have a stoppage.
The nets are not in play in hockey.
The net are not in play. The only net that is in play is that one that Mike Fisher's standing in front of right there. So he's done an excellent job to keep everything out of that net. So far, we've got 15:33 left in period number one. We're still tied up 0-0.
Yeah, the Flyers really haven't generated much offense yet, and they've looked fairly solid on defense. The looks on Fisher haven't been exceptional, but they haven't been terrible either. So Flyers defense kind of holding serve, but their offense really needs to get going as this game moves forward.
Depaul now behind their own zone. They try and set up on the breakout. And they can't quite get that out. It's kept in by Brian Robertson on the point for the Flyers, and eventually number 77 Salode of the Depaul Blue Demons gets that puck and sends it behind his own net. Here comes Wazlu, sends it back around the near side over to Passion, who tries to send it up the near side board. Hard forechecking Lewis Flyers. They have a great opportunity there, great A chance. Can't quite get a stick on it though.
Yeah, just couldn't quite connect on that centering pass and pick up an icing. Really aggressive forechecking, and it paid off there, getting a really good look and then getting an icing. So they'll get some fresh bodies on against the tired Blue Demons defense.
This is something we talked about in the open, Cody. It's really important for the Flyers to play 200 feet away from their own defending goal. They're doing an excellent job here, picking up a little bit of momentum in the past 60 seconds. Hopefully they can keep that up and get the first goal and set the pace, set the tone of the game today.
Yeah, I think maybe that early penalty really slowed down their ability to get their offense going, but they have done so far, now engaged in a hard board battle. It's won by the Blue Demons, as you can see. But another good stick in the neutral zone right there.
I love how aggressive the Flyers are playing so far. Like we said, it's important for them to control the pace of play and be aggressive as the Blue Demons were offsides. Number 92, the captain, Brock Ash, didn't really like that call from the linesman, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have a face-off just in front of the Flyers bench. We got 14-18 left to go in period number one. We're all tied up 0 goals aside.
And that's a great example of how that aggressive forechecking can work to the Flyers' advantage. Even if it's not getting turnovers, you can disrupt the play in the neutral zone and get offsides calls and just slow down the Blue Demons just a little bit, as they did there.
Excellent save from Mike Fisher, sends the puck into the near side corner. Depaul still has it, battling in the slot. Big shot from the point is easily soaked up by Mike Fisher, who will hold on for a whistle. 13:59 left to go in period number one.
Yeah, the Blue Demons with a little bit of a pushback after the Flyers had some good offensive pressure, and the Flyers doing their best to play some defense. You saw the puck was really around the net there, but it didn't look like there was a lot of solid contact made by the Blue Demons to get a good look at the net.
Big face-off win there from Matt Morrow. And we have an icing call there, but Michael Legas feels that he would have won that race, and I feel the same way. So maybe we might be seeing a center ice face-off right here.
Legas was, I mean, you're talking about 10 feet away from anyone and had the lead on anyone there. So the referee's going to be explaining exactly what it is to the Flyers coaches. Everyone's just a little bit baffled by that call, but the call's the call, and you got to play the game.
Absolutely. Mark Marfis didn't like that call too much. Doesn't matter. We're going to try again on the far side corner to Mike Fisher's left. Matt Morrow loses that face-off, and that puck's sat in the front of the net for a second. We had a point shot there from the Blue Demons. Eventually, Morrow finds it and is able to send it high into the air up to Michael Legas, who's closed off. And the Flyers get it back, and Morrow will send it in on goal, in and out of the glove of Asher Matu, who will eventually jump on top of that and cover it up for a face-off. 13:31 left to go in period number 1.
I like that idea by Morrow there. You know, you're not really generating a ton of offense here. You know, you got that one push, but then haven't generated anything since. You got to wait for you guys to check back up. So just throw it on net, see what happens. Flip one up there. There's a couple bodies. Maybe something good happens. And at the very least, you won yourself a face-off in the offensive zone that just, you know, got you a shot there. So
absolutely. A quick shot off the face-up there is, again, handled by Matu, and we try again. That's won by the Flyers, and they send that back in. That's Chet Daker who sends it all the way around the net. Big hit on the near side. Depaul couldn't quite get it out. A shot from Tyler Kramer was just wide, and eventually that puck trickles back on the neutral zone. Depaul now has got it in their own zone. Try and go rink wide. Couldn't quite be stick down there from Wazlu, so it will go down to Tyler Kramer, who's below his own goal line. Flyers now can't quite touch that pass, Brian Gutt, so the Depaul Blue Demons bring it back the other way. Here they come to the Flyer zone. Cohen has it, tries to center, is broken up very nicely there by Brayton Robertson, and that allows the Flyers to start the breakout going back the other way. Logan Pickens sends it rink wide and tried to hit Brian Gutt, but he was a little tired, came off for line change, and now the Flyers, Scotty Ernsting intercepts that puck into the Blue Demons end. Ernsting still has it in the far side corner, battles through a hit, battles through 2 hits, and eventually does lose that puck to Marcelletti, who will skate it out of the zone and into the Flyer zone. Tyler Marcelletti tries a nice dangle move to the outside, and that's broken up by Brayton Robertson, who is able to get that one back out to Salode of the DePaul Blue Demons, who sends it to the near side, and that puck is again broken up by the Flyers in the neutral zone. It's something they've done very well here today, Cody. In just the first 8 minutes of this hockey game, we've seen so many turnovers already in the neutral zone.
Yeah, you know, forechecking is really great, but it's one thing that can tire out a team. So, you know, you're going to look for the Flyers to continue this pressure throughout the entirety of the game. That's going to be something that they're going to have to. Ooh, deflected off the defender there. Whoa, that one was close.
Scary shot there. It's never a bad move to put the puck on net, and Hawkinson just found that out. Took a crazy hop off the defender and almost caught Asher Matu off guard. But Paul now tries to go bar down, hit the outside of the net, and eventually the Flyers will bring it back the other way. Scotty Ernsting leads ahead, tries to lead ahead anyway. Josh McDonald, but that's broken up by DePaul. Here they come back in the Flyer zone, leaves it on the point. Shot, big save by Fisher, rebound out to the point. Another shot is again fought up by Fisher. Opportunity number 3, and Mike Fisher standing right there.
Mike Fisher, what a situation that was. Just all 3 of them getting his body in front, making himself look big. The Flyers trying to get their sticks out there, deflect those shots, but nothing doing, as the Blue Demons just kept throwing shots on net, and Mike Fisher just kept fighting them off.
The old adage as it goes, Cody, is save the first one, that's good enough. Well, Mike Fisher didn't quite like that. He saved the first one, the second one, and the third one. He saved them all right here at Callan Ice Sports. 11:08 left to go in period number 1. We're all tied up, 0 goals aside. Here's Petrovic on the far side, tries to send it up to the point. It's broken up by DePaul. Morrow now can't quite get it out. It's kept in by Maloney down below the Flyers goal line. They send it out front. And number 10, Liam Farrell, sends it right into the net, taking the DePaul Blue Demons up 1-0.
Yeah, the play going in behind the Flyers net right there, and then a quick centering pass. And, you know, Fisher stopped 3 in a row, but the 4th one there off of that face-off win is just couldn't quite stop it, couldn't quite get there. But that is what happens when you play in your own zone. It's a consequence of losing face-offs in your own zone, and it's a consequence of playing in your own zone.
Absolutely. That was number 10, Liam Farrell, who got that goal. And the Flyers will look to rebound right here. Here they come into Paul's zone. A couple nice dangle moves there from Brian Gutt. Tries a centering pass and couldn't quite find Logan Pickens. And eventually the Blue Demons will get it in their own zone. Here they come out of the zone now. Josh Maloney goes rink wide over to Lee on the near side. He takes it in the Flyer zone, tries a centering pass, and that's broken up very nicely there by Chet Daker. DePaul now tries a point shot, easily handled by Mike Fisher down into the corner. Liam Farrell again has the puck, goes for a skate. Lee now on the point, tries a shot, is right into the glove of Mike Fisher, who will hold on. 10-11 left to go in period number 1. DePaul is up 1-0.
Yeah, Fisher flashing the leather there. It is October time, so all you baseball fans used to flashing the leather. Well, we're doing it in the ice rink here this evening.
Mike Fisher bouncing right back after allowing that goal. Again, I don't think there's really anything Mike Fisher could have done about that. That is very difficult for him. I mean, he was right on his post doing what he needed to do. That pass needed to be broken up before the shot even got off. Got another right pad save right there. He's down in the butterfly position. They try a centering pass, and that's off the side of the goal.
Yeah, the Flyers won that faceoff, but a turnover in their own zone. Something we said they couldn't do, and it turns into another goal for the Blue Demons.
Yeah, so a little bit of a sloppy play there by Lewis Flyers in their own zone. Leads to a goal for the Depaul Blue Demons. That Jackson Leptich, who was able to hammer that one home to bring his team up 2-0 with 9:55 left to go here in period number 1. This is not the start we were looking for Lewis Flyers hockey, Cody.
Yeah, well, the first couple minutes, you took the penalty, you got through that, played some really solid defense, then you got some offense and forecheck going, and then all of a sudden the Blue Demons get a sustained time in your zone, and then you lose. Then they score a goal, and then they get in your zone again, and you lose a face-off, and they score another goal, and then all of a sudden you're down 2 goals and really trying to battle back. Good news for the Flyers. They have plenty of time. You got 50 minutes here to buckle down and play some hockey, and maybe you can make up a couple goals.
Blue Demons offsides there, so we'll see a face-off in the neutral zone just in front of the Flyers bench, right in front of us here, in front of the broadcast booth at Canlan Ice Sports. We'll look to see the Flyers bounce right back. Hopefully they can get one before the end of this first period. Matt Morrow wins that face-off, turns it over to Marcelletti, who stood up on the blue line there by Brayton Robertson. And we play on. A couple upset Flyers players wanted to call there against Matt Morrow. He's got the puck now. Morrow weaving in and out of the defenseman into the DePaul Blue Demons end. Eventually Robertson's got it. He tries to backhand it down low. Is almost received again by Morrow, but the Blue Demons will eventually go rink wide over to Plotkin on the near side. Here they come into the zone. Tyler Marcelletti tries a shot, and that is fought off by Mike Fisher. Salad now tries a point shot, almost is deflected out in front. And Fisher again has that save. We got a penalty coming up against the Lewis Flyers. Then the Flyers will be heading back to the penalty kill with that call. I didn't see what the signal was right there, but what I do know is the Flyers will be shorthanded for another 2 minutes. Again, not something the Flyers need at this point in time. Now it looks like it's number 19, Michael Legas, who received that penalty. So we'll see a face-off to the left of Mike Fisher with 8 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in period number 1.
Yeah, the Flyers need a kill here if they want to keep this first period close. If they want to have an opportunity to battle in this first period, you really need a kill. Their penalty kill was pretty good. Their first one was pretty good, so we'll see if they can keep that going here. Aggressive forecheck is really what did it the first time, and working early here in this second penalty kill for the Flyers.
Scotty Ernstine sends it down below the DePaul Blue Demons net. He's got 3 red jerseys on him, so he doesn't really have much to do there. Passion now brings it back into the Flyer zone, stops, waits, sends it to Leeds, who tries a shot that's blocked out in front by Tyler Kramer. And that eventually makes its way back up from the point where Scotty Ernstine tries to battle it out. Another shot is blocked again out in front of the net. Here's Lee now in the far side corner, is engaged in a battle with Scotty Ernstine. DePaul now below the Flyers goal line, wheels up, tries to stick handle in front of the net, and then he loses his handle on that. Another shot is turned aside by Mike Fisher. DePaul still has the puck. Here comes Ernstine back the other way. A little bit of an odd man break. Josh McDonald with him. And he was just off sides. That's an unfortunate play there, Cody.
Yeah, I thought McDonald was actually going to have a really good opportunity. If you remember, the Flyers were on the forecheck there, and it looked like he was going to be able to tee off on a puck that bounced out to him on the penalty kill and get a shorthanded opportunity. But it ended up bouncing off of his skate and through his legs, and DePaul was able to have an easy exit. But the Flyers looked like they might have had an odd man opportunity right there, and not the case on the penalty kill.
Brock Ash sends it to the far side. Here comes DePaul in the zone. Try a centering pass, and that's broken up by Tyler Morefoot, who tries to hit Wilninski with a pass, and that was just a little bit out of his reach. So Plotkin now will send it up.
Yeah, good defense by Morefoot. He saw that one coming from a mile away, got his stick on the ice and broke it up.
Here's Wilninski now, sends it to Reedy, who can't quite get it out. Ash turns it over, walks it in, shoots. Big block out there by Adam Petrovic in front of that. Paul still has it. Saucer pass to Plotke. It's blocked again out in front by Tyler Morefoot. And DePaul still keeps that puck in. Plotke on the far side corner, walks into the zone, sends it down low, back to Plotke. Another give and go play that was really nice, and Fisher was able to stay right with that one.
Yeah, great save by Fisher after some tic-tac-toe passing.
Another shot, another couple shots, and that one will eventually find the back of the net. That is Danny Manarino, who eventually got the touch on that one to bring his team up by 3 goals just at the end of that power play for the DePaul Blue Demons.
Yeah, it's just one too many opportunities. It's one too many looks at the net, one too many shots, too much sustained pressure right there, and that's really all it is. I mean, you know, Fisher is doing a really good job at stopping first, second, third, and sometimes even fourth chance opportunities, but the Flyers have to get it out after those first couple, and when they fail to do so, the Blue Demons have made them pay.
Here's Ligas now. He's got the puck. Tries to send it up off the boards. We'll send it right to the defenseman of the Blue Demons. Here's Lee now. Tries to send it up. Can't quite hit anyone with that pass. Now it's deflected, so no icing. Tyler Kramer sends it into the air. It's deflected by the Blue Demons, and they battle for it now just in front of the Flyers bench. Eventually Morrow will send it out. They send it back to Asher Matu, who comes out of the net to play it, and they will send it up the near side boards. Big hit there from Jack Selman. Again, the Flyers keeping up that physical play that we talked about a little bit earlier, doing anything they possibly can to change the momentum in this one. As DePaul now skates it back into the Lewis Flyers end. Here's Lee. He's got it, leaves it off. Nice toe drag move. Tries a centering pass that's broken up by Tyler Kramer.
Yeah, nice diving play by Kramer there. He saw that could be a really good opportunity.
Here comes Selman back the other way. He's in all alone on a breakaway. Jack Selman shoots, goes right over the top of the net. And Asher Matu didn't even have to make a save on that breakaway opportunity. Here comes DePaul back the other way now. Salode into the Flyer zone, can't walk around the defenseman. Is put right on his wallet there by number 68, Chet Daker. And DePaul still has the puck.
Yeah, fortunately for the Flyers there, Selman couldn't really gain a lot of separation on that breakaway as he was at the end of a long shift. He was just trying to keep his legs moving. Got a look maybe a little bit sooner than he had wanted to, but he got a shot off either way.
Farrell sends it down low, behind the net, over to Health. He's got it on the far side hash marks, Michael Health does. He still got it, walking around everybody, sends it back into the corner. Here's Wilninski now, sends it up to Brian Gutt, who tries to send it all the way out to Pickens, who's trying to beat out the icing call. Goalie comes out to play it, so no icing. Here's DePaul now just in front of their own bench. We've got a battle engaged with Brian Gutt just in front of the DePaul Blue Demons bench. Eventually, they come out with it. Here's Chris Lee on the near side. Got a hard forechecking Scotty Ernstein right on him. And Salode now sends it back below the net, and we have a whistle on the play. So it looks like we have a high sticking call being made against number 81, Brian Gutt, and that will put the Flyers back on the penalty kill with just 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in this first period. Cody, that's not what we're looking for, not quite what we're looking for as we move into the latter half of this first period.
Yeah, it looks like the Flyers were going to gain possession down deep in their own zone. It looked like a little bit of a miscommunication between the Blue Devils, and then there's a penalty, and then the Flyers are back on defense. So even when it looks like they're going to start to play that game 200 feet away from their own net, no such luck for the Flyers.
Newton in the near side corner, stops at the hash marks. They set up in the overload style power play. Here's Ash on the point, goes rink wide, over to Plotke on the far side, now down to the hash marks. DePaul walks it in down low, tries to find Plotke on the point. He walks in, shoots. Big save there by Mike Fisher. Ash sends it down low to Marino. Again, tries a centering pass, can't quite find it. Ash, big slap shot is turned aside by Mike Fisher, and that puck will make its way all the way back into the neutral ice area. Plotke now. 3 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in the game. Minute 23, here comes DePaul into the zone. Toe drag, big shot is right at the top of the net and finds it to bring his team up by 4 goals on the power play. That was number 25, it looks like, Ryan Plotke. Excuse me, that was not number 25. That was number 92, Brock Ash. with that tally.
Yeah, it looked like Morrow went down there to try to block a centering pass, but White wasn't actually coming. If Morrow would have had more time to scan his surroundings, there wasn't a Blue Devil in the area, in the centering area where Morrow was taking it down. So when he went down, Ash was able to simply choke drag around him, outweight him, use a little bit of patience, and then had nothing but net to look at. And Fisher, when you're in that close with that much time, you just don't have any luck as a goalie. He tried his best, but to no avail.
Here comes the Blue Demons into the zone. Try a centering pass. Almost can't. Marcelletti can't quite find the back of the net on that one. And the Flyers can't get it out. Here's Depaul now. Big hit right in front of the net. Forces that puck out of the zone. We've got a power play coming up here for the Lewis Flyers. First one of the game. Big, huge opportunity here, Cody. With just 3 minutes left in this first period. An opportunity to start chipping away at that 4-goal deficit.
Yes, the Flyers really want any chance to really fight back in this game. It looks like they're going to have to score here. It looks like number 88, is that it?
That looks like 88, who appears to be missing from our roster.
Yeah, we don't have an 88 on our roster, so.
Plotkin is the name that I can read. Plotkin just took his team down for 2 minutes, and a big opportunity here for the Lewis Flyers. They win that face-off. Matt Morrow does over to no one, and that allows Depaul to send that puck out.
Yeah, it looked like the call was roughing on the play. There was some incidental hard contact between the Flyers and Plotkin in the Flyers zone, and then Plotkin just responded by shoving a Flyer up high, and that usually is not going to be received well by the officials or the Flyers.
Health now turns the puck over, had a big opportunity. It just jumped over his stick right in front of Mike Fisher, and that allows the Flyers to force that puck out. Minute 28 left to go on the power play for the Flyers.
Blue Demons trying to play some keep away here as the Flyers are on the power play.
Depaul sends that into the Flyers zone where Tyler Kramer is back to receive it. They look to set up with a minute 14 left on the power play. A little bit of miscommunication there allows the puck to get over to Matt Morrow on the far side. He toe drags round one. Excellent move. Matt Morrow tries a shot. Another shot is turned around with a big left pad save there from Asher Matu, and that allows Depaul to send that puck out. Wow, what a move there from Matt Morrow as he's trying to walk the defenseman and get a little bit of spark lit for his team.
Yeah, Matt Morrow trying to do exactly what happened to him on that last goal. Worked out really well, got one look and got a second one. That was kind of a shot pass, centering play. Just didn't quite work out for the Flyers.
Depaul now had a little bit of a shot there, but they take it all the way back. Here's Lee into the Flyers in zone, all on a breakaway, shoots and scores. That would be number 9, Chris Lee, who somehow got behind Lewis defense and was able to put it in behind Mike Fisher and take his team up by 5 goals with just a minute 30 left in period number 1. At this point, Cody, I think it's imperative for the Flyers to just get through the rest of this period without allowing another goal. You have a little bit of a reset in the locker room, and then able to come back in period number 2, hopefully start to chip away at that very large deficit that they have acquired thus far.
Yeah, it's really curious to me how as the Flyers are on the power play, you let someone get in behind the defense, and that's just never going to end well as the Blue Demons have an odd man break here.
Here comes Depaul in his zone, tries a centering pass over to Lee again, but he can't quite get a stick on it. And that allows Newton to bring it back into the neutral zone. Here's Maloney now on the far side for the Depaul Blue Demons. He will try and go high into the air, but Matt Morrow gloves that down. It goes back to Tyler Kramer as he stops and waits for his team to set up. Kramer sends it up to Gutt, who turns it over. Here's Liam Farrell into the zone. Tries a shot by Lee, and that's just wide of the net. I don't think Mike Fisher quite got all of that, but in any case, forced it wide. Another shot from the Blue Demons is just wide of the net again. Here's Depaul, now down below the Flyers' goal line. Cycles it, Farrell, sends it out in front to Lee, and he can't quite get a stick on that. Michael Helf sends it across to the far side point. He walks it in, shoots. Big pad save there from Mike Fisher. The Flyers force it out of the net, out of the zone with just 16 seconds left. Here comes Depaul back into the zone, 13 seconds to go. He tries and walks and shoots, and he was hip-checked hard there from Tyler Kramer. And that allows the Flyers, Josh McDonald, to send that one all the way down. No icing on the play, because Asher Matu came out to play it just as period number 1, wraps up. Now, Cody, As we've said a few times on the broadcast thus far, that's not the end of the period, or the start of the game, excuse me, that the Flyers were looking for.
Yeah, just really struggling to play defense and struggling to get the puck out of their zone. We talked about it in the open, get the puck deep, and when they don't get it out of the zone, bad things have happened, and bad things have happened so far here in the first period. Hopefully they can reset in the locker room and turn it around for the next 2 periods.
I sure hope so. They got to get something going in the first part of this goal. They got to just start with one. That's what it always starts with. It starts with one, and you build it from there. And with that, we will be moving into the intermission. We will be back with period number 2 in just a couple minutes. Stay with us.
And welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Woden Cap alongside Cody Lindeman. Cody, that's not the period we were looking to see.
Yeah, obviously a rough start for the Flyers in period number 1. Hoping to turn it around here in period number 2. Hopefully they reset in the locker room a little bit. And one of the things that I find maybe most fascinating about that first period is the start wasn't actually terrible for the Flyers. They took an early penalty, had a really good penalty kill, gave up a couple opportunities, got some offense going, got some sustained offense going, and I think that was really something they were looking for. They got the forecheck going and still had a really rough period, so looking to turn around here in period number 2.
As you said, Cody, it really didn't look that bad in the first part of the first period. Things got worse as time went on, but as we said in the pregame, it's important for them to control the pace of play, because if you let Depaul run away with it, they will not hesitate to do so. So it's important for the Flyers to turn it around right now. They just had a little bit of a break in the locker room, and we'll see what they can do here as they are unable to get it out of their near side boards. Here comes Scotty Ernsting wheeling around the net with speed into the neutral zone. Here he comes, Ernsting into the Depaul zone, tries to walk the defenseman. And that puck makes its way over to Matu, who will hold on. 19:17 left to go in period number 2. 5-0 is the score in favor of the Depaul Blue Demons.
Yeah, well, we've seen that the Flyers can play. We were outlining it as the period started. We know the Flyers can play with the Blue Demons. That's not the question we're asking. The question is, can they continue to do that period in, period out, and shift after shift? And that's really what's going to determine how the rest of this game plays out. And if they can hold serve at 5 and maybe, hopefully, for the Flyers, put a couple points on the board and make it interesting. But it's going to be really difficult against this Blue Demons team.
Here comes Ash into the Lewis zone, tries a centering pass, and that's broken up in front of the net there by Scotty Ernsting. Excuse me, that's not Scotty Ernsting, that is Gavin Hawkinson. In any case, the Flyers now, Hawkinson has the puck, turns it over to Ash. He tries a sharp angle shot and somehow finds the back of the net. Brock Ash has officially taken his team up by 6 goals with his second goal on the day.
It looks like Fisher maybe didn't see that one because he never dropped down to the butterfly. It just was snapped off, and next thing you know, is in the net, and he kind of looked stunned. He didn't look like maybe he didn't know what was going on, and then ultimately disappointed at the outcome as the Blue Demons are just picking up right where they left off, scoring goals, and that's an example even for a Blue Demons team that's playing really well of maybe not waiting to get a great opportunity, but just throwing the puck on net, and it worked out there in a goal.
Morrow now sends that puck up into the neutral zone where the Blue Demons are back to receive it. Had a little bit of a mishandle there, but he's able to go high off the glass, and then Jack Selman hits him hard. Selman now centers the puck, and Ligas can't quite find it. That hit stung the Depaul Blue Demons player. Can't quite see who that is. That was a huge hit from Jack Selman, and the Blue Demons have iced the puck. Face-off coming up in their zone to the left-hand side of Asher Matu. It looks like that is number 25, Ryan Plotke, who is still laboring after that huge hit from Jack Selman. Big opportunity here for the Flyers to take advantage of some tired Blue Demons players. Looks like Plotke, because he is injured, is allowed to exit the ice surface. As we wait for this puck to be dropped. Here we go. Ernsting wins that puck forward and tries to go cross ice, but was unable to find anyone. Blue Demons now sends it back on the Flyer zone, and again have iced the puck. 18:03 left to go in period number 2. Blue Demons had 6-0. A little bit of an opportunity here for the Flyers, and we have some tired DePaul players on the ice. Ernsting will look to win this face-off. Right back to Reedy, who's right in the trigger man spot in this offensive zone face-off. Right to Reedy, big shot, and the rebound is sent wide by Asher Matu. Here's DePaul now on the near side, turn it over to Ernsting, who tries a nice, soft, easy shot from right near the blue line, and Asher Matu had a really good look at that one, so he handles that without a problem. for a defensive zone face-off. Finally, Depaul able to get their players off, get a little bit of a line change.
Yeah, I like that idea for the Flyers, just throw it on net, and now you got another face-off in the offensive zone, because nothing was really going to happen if you try to play that one out. The Flyers had already exited the zone, and it didn't look like they had much going there, so earned themselves an offensive zone face-off off of that turnover. So I think that's a good play by the Flyers to get something off of a mistake by your opponent.
Flyers now battle for it. Turn it over. Here comes Depaul into the zone 2-on-1. An excellent stick there, though, from Chet Daker. Breaks up that 2-on-1 opportunity as it gets sent all the way around the Lewis Flyers end to the near side boards. It goes up to the point. Waslin almost turns it over there to a hard breaking out Scotty Ernst. And a diving play there from Chet Daker breaks up that opportunity. And I believe that puck went up and over the glass. And so we will have a face-off just outside of the Lewis Flyers end. 17:09 left to go in period number 2. Depaul is up 6-0. Flyers having a little bit of some momentum there during that last shift. Scotty Ernstine line playing excellently here in period number 2, generating a couple offensive opportunities. Here the Flyers are now in the offensive zone. Brian Gutt battling hard for it. Eventually, Wilninski sends it back down below the zone. Pickens tries to find Wilninski in front, is unable to do so, though, and Depaul will bring it out of the zone.
Yeah, you mentioned the Flyers having a little bit of momentum, and that's something we've seen throughout the game. The Flyers with these little sparks, but that's just what they are. They're sparks. They last for a little couple minutes, and then seemingly out of nowhere, the Blue Demons either take it back or they score a goal, and they really kill what the Flyers had started to build.
Here's the Blue Demons again now. Trying to go rink wide just behind Sam Salode as the Flyers try and bring it back in their offensive zone, but they are offside. 16:18 left to go in period number 2. 6-0 still the score. Lewis Flyers looking to bounce back after not the hottest start in period number 1. Morrow, Ligas, and Selman out there for the Flyers. The big guns. Morrow wins that faceoff, tries a long shot from just at the top of the circle, is turned aside with the blocker of Asher Matu, and that puck will find its way into the Lewis Flyers bench. We'll have a faceoff coming up just inside the Flyers zone as that linesman deemed that puck to go out of play as a result of actions taken by Depaul. So we'll see a faceoff to the right of Asher Matu with 16:11 left to go. Matt Morrow trying to do what he does best, win that puck the face-off forward. The big shot from the point is sticked aside there from Asher Matu. And that was a grade A scoring opportunity for the Flyers there. Here's Lee, sends it rink wide to the Flyers, who break it up. Liga sends it up to Selman on the near side. Selman tries to walk the defenseman Cohen, who is taken down by the stick, and no call on the play. We play on. Here's Depaul. Tries to send it and hit the breaking Tyler Marcelletti, but that was just out of his reach, and that goes all the way down for an icing call. That's the best part of the cake, Cody, the icing. 15:37 left to go in period number 2. Depaul is up 6-0.
Yeah, a little bit surprised there wasn't a call there on that Selman trip almost. Or call on the trip, but he really fell down, and the reason I'm surprised is because as he was sliding towards the goal, you could still see the stick was firmly lodged under his skate that he had stepped on there to cause him to go down.
Petrovic on the back check gets possession of that, sends it up the near side boards where it's kept in by Depaul, and that shot on goal is easily handled by Mike Fisher. Depaul has it below the Flyers goal line, tries a shot out in front, and that's blocked by Tyler Morefoot out in front. Here's the Flyers. Force that puck. The Flyers odd man break in. Scotty Ernstine shoots right over the top of the net. That shot was a big point shot from Tyler Morefoot out on the ice, and that's turned aside by Asher Matu. Here's Depaul. He's turned over by Reedy. Reedy, Ernstine, and McDonald out there again. Here's Ernstine, he tries a centering pass, and that's broken up by Depaul. That's that strong line who had a couple offensive opportunities a couple minutes ago. As Depaul is making a series of line changes, so Waslu is forced to send it behind the Flyers goal line. Here's Helf in on the forecheck. Tries a sharp angle shot again, and that, I believe, caught Mike Fisher again by surprise. And Liam Farrell, finds that out in front of Mike Fisher and will put it home for their 7th goal on the day.
Yeah, that's another turnover in the defensive zone that ends up with a goal for the Blue Demons. So, issues controlling the puck in your defensive zone is never going to be good, and the Blue Demons have exploited that time and time again here so far this evening, because they're now up by a touchdown and an extra point.
The goaltender for the Flyers, Mike Fisher, made that first save, but the unfortunate rebound went right up to Farrell, who was standing just in the slot. That was a little bit of a dangerous play right there, Cody, as that puck was thrown into the Depaul bench, and their assistant coach almost took a puck right to the face. Luckily, that was just about 2 feet left of his head.
Yeah, you always got to stay alert on those benches, and don't fall asleep. Even though the game is a little bit out of hand right now for the Flyers, you still got to look alive on the bench.
Here comes Gutt into the zone. He tries a backhand shot, and that is just wide of the net. Flyers now. Dacre sends it down low as they cycle it and battle for it in the near side corner. Eventually, Depaul is able to get it and turns it over again. Here's Brian Gutt. Battles for it in the corner with a couple players from each team. 3 Depaul Blue Demons and 2 Lewis Flyers. Here's Logan Pickens, sends it to Gutt, back to Pickens, who tries a shot, and that is just wide of the net. And here comes Health back the other way, and that's poked away right there by number 68, Chet Dacre, who provided a odd man break for the Blue Demons. Big hit there on number 12, Alex Arkilla, as the Flyers battle for it behind Depaul's goal. Here's Brian Gutt, again engaged in battle with Michael Health of the Depaul Blue Demons, as both teams battle for it very hard in the near side corner. Lewis now making a series of line changes. Ernstine has the puck in the near side, in the middle, and tries a shot, but can't get anything on that. Ernstine now tries a stuff attempt on the near side, and Asher Matu says no. 7-0 is the score in favor of the Depaul Blue Demons. 12:56 left to go in period number 2.
The Flyers are getting a little bit better looks here in period number 2 and not afraid to get shots off, so that is something the Flyers have done better here in period number 2, and their forecheck is still causing some problems for the Blue Demons. So, the Flyers defense is doing its best and playing its best, not inside their own defensive zone.
This third line for the Lewis Flyers having an excellent day here today. That is the line of Ernstine, Reedy, and McDonald. Here's Ernstine now. Turns that puck over to Ash, and they will bring it back into the Flyers' end. Brock Ash drives the front of the net, and he puts it right over the shoulder of Mike Fisher to take his team up by 8 goals.
Yeah, Ash just got a step on the outside, and the Flyers did a good job of trying to cut off a 2-on-0, but it's just a flip of the wrist over the shoulder, and that is another goal for the Blue Demons. So they are up now 8-0 on the Flyers. And that's a problem that the Flyers have with the Blue Demons, is they can score after an extended amount of time in your zone, or they can just score off the rush. So you always have to be alert. It's never just an easy exit with the Blue Demons, and that's why they continue to score here, is their ability to score in a multitude of situations and opportunities.
That was Brock Ash's 3rd goal on the day. Goals for the Blue Demons have come from Chris Lee, 2 from Liam Farrell, 1 from Danny Manarino, and 1 from Jackson Leptich, and 3 from Brock Ash. So 8 total goals in this hockey game. All 8 of them have been in favor of the Depaul Blue Demons. The Flyers look to turn something around here as we enter just about the second half of this game. Lee now sends it up to the point in the Flyers' end. He fans on it. Here comes Michael Ligas. He's in all alone on the breakaway. Hard back checking number 22, Billy Passion, right there. Prevents a high quality scoring opportunity. Still got a shot off. Michael Ligas did, but unsuccessful was that shot attempt. So we will see a face-off to the left of Asher Matu with just under 12 minutes left to go in this second period.
Yeah, Ligas not able to get that full breakaway, and the Flyers have had a couple of breakaway-like opportunities, but multiple times have been chased down by back-checking Blue Demon players there, and we see it again.
Presta sends it down low, and Depaul sends it back up to the point. Here's Presta now on the far side, tries a centering pass over to Danny Manarino, and that's turned aside by Mike Fisher. The Depaul Blue Demons trying up and over play. Can't get a stick on that one, though. Depaul, another shot is in out of the glove of Mike Fisher. Depaul now still has the puck. Billy Passion sends it around the Flyers' goal. And that finds Jack Selman on the near side, who's able to force that one up and into Depaul's end. Michael Ligas in on the forecheck, right on Sam Solodes. And Depaul gives that puck to Petrovic, who will send it back into Depaul's end. Asher Machu comes out to play it. They spin around behind their own goal. We've got a couple Flyers in there stirring things up behind Depaul's goal. A big shot is tipped out in front by Matt Morrow, and that's deflected just wide. Morrow now behind Depaul's goal, has the puck, looking for something to do with it, tries a shot that's blocked out in front up to the point. To Kramer, who tries a shot, and that is turned aside by Matu.
Yeah, that deflection by Morrow did beat Matu if it would have been on net, but it just went a little bit wide.
Passion sends that puck out in front to number 16, Danny Manarino, who fires that one home for his third goal on the day, bringing his team up by 9 goals. Excuse me, that Danny Manarino's second goal on the day.
Looks like we're going to see a goalie change here after 8 goals for the Blue Demons.
Christian Rohr coming in in relief of Mike Fisher with 10 minutes and 24 seconds left in this hockey game. You have to think that at some point for the Flyers, the momentum will have to shift. They will have to get something going. Like I said multiple times so far, it all starts with one. They just have to focus right now on just getting 1 goal and then go from there. Prevent any more goals for Depaul is obviously priority number 1, as it looks like we have a power play coming up here for the Lewis Flyers.
So this could be your opportunity, and maybe even something to simplify beyond just get 1. It's just focus on your shift. Just have a good shift and go out there, execute your passes. You know, get the puck out of the zone if you're playing defense. If you're offense, hold it in, and just focus, simplify, even beyond 1 goal, simplify it to, I gotta have a good shift when I go out there, play hard, and, you know, put my team in a better position.
Selman on the point, loses it, sends it across to Ernsting, who sends it down low. That was number 93, Tyler Marcelletti, who got that penalty, 2 minutes tripping, with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. Here's Ernsting coming out of his zone with some speed. Scotty Ernsting trying to turn things around for his team. Enters the zone over to Selman. Selman's got it. And an excellent diving play there from number 74 on Depaul. Breaks up that opportunity. Selman tries a shot. That's blocked by the defenseman out in front. And that is sent again all the way down into the Flyers' end, where Christian Rohr comes out to play it.
Yeah, I like the idea of getting the puck on net when you're on the power play. You know, maybe it doesn't end up looking like the best shot or the best opportunity, but when you're the Flyers and you're down this much, you just got to get it on net.
Wilninski tries a shot, and that's blocked out in front. An excellent stick there from Josh McDonald presented a odd man break for Depaul, as Ernsting has another opportunity but is taken down. Here comes Depaul in all alone on a breakaway. Wazlu lines up, big slap shot is saved initially by Christian Rohr, and the second one is fired home. That's number 88, Plotkin, who has taken his team into a 2-digit lead.
Yeah, that is the second shorthanded goal, I believe, for the Blue Demons, and both times it has been a player just getting in behind the defense and then just taking off on their own accord and having a wide open look as a goaltender. And a good job there to save that first shot, but the second opportunity was just too much.
Flyers not having enough guys on the ice right there to start play again, but they still have a power play for the next 44 seconds as they win that face-off. Brian Gutt now in his own zone. Brings it back around the net. Over to Tyler Kramer, who sends it rink wide to Matt Morrow. Man with the C on his chest, looking to see what he can do with it. Leaves it for Ernstein, who is put right on his wallet there, and they try a shot and get it into the net. That's number 12, Alex Arkilla, who has opened the scoring for the Flyers.
The Flyers get on the board on the power play. That is exactly what they needed. We talked about maybe at the open of the power play, this could be their opportunity. They unfortunately gave up a goal, but were able to make it back up there on the rest of that power play. So maybe that sparks the Flyers. Maybe they're able to add to that scoring, but if so, they have a mountain to climb up as they are down by 9 goals.
As we said, Morrow looking to change the momentum, is successful in doing so as he had an assist on that goal. Flyers now in the zone. Another shot is handled by Asher Matu, who holds on. 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this second period. Flyers are now down 1-10.
Yeah, Pickens was actually pretty close on that rebound opportunity, and that's something the Flyers have suffered at. They haven't been at the front of the net when pucks come off the goaltender, and it's something they haven't been able to capitalize on. So good to see the Flyers maybe starting that trend, and maybe they can get something going on offense.
Selman with a quick shot off that face-off is again handled by Matu. Matt Morrow is one on the face-off to like to do one of two things: get a quick shot like we did just there, or try and win it forward around the other centerman. It's vintage. Matt Morrow wins around, tries another backhand shot, and that's handled by Matu. Again, as I said, he likes to do one of two things: get it back to Selman, or do what he just did right there. Put it around the center, and he got a quality scoring backhand opportunity right there. Trying to catch anyway. Asher Matu a little bit off guard. Was unsuccessful there, but we'll see what he has in store for this face-off.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing that Morrow tries to do. Is he is in the face-off, flips his hips around the defender, and then tries to regain possession and keep his momentum that is now moving sideways, turn it back towards the net.
Morrow tries a touch pass to himself around the defenseman and is unsuccessful. So Selman now will try and send it back into the Depaul zone. Here's Matt Morrow on the far side with speed, tries a shot on the ice, is just to the left of the net. And Depaul will try and take it out. It's turned over. Michael Ligas gets it over to Morrow. Morrow stick handling, tries a quick shot, and that's handled by Asher Matu. And we've got a little bit of scuffle going on there between Michael Ligas and one of the members of the Depaul Blue Demons. Didn't like the contact on that shot. But in any case, I don't think we're going to get any penalties there, so we'll have a face-off in Depaul's end. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left to go. Lewis is down 10-1.
It doesn't look like Morrow getting in between the opponent there and his guys, standing up, doing what a captain should there, and also getting some good offensive looks. Morrow really trying to spark this Flyers offense.
Robertson tried a shot that was blocked, and here comes Depaul back the other way. They try a quick to turn it around real quick, but Ernstine was having none of that. Ernstine, falling down defenseman, is into the Depaul zone, tries to walk, shoots, and that is blocked out in front there by the Depaul defenseman. Lewis now has the puck on the point. Petrovic sends it to the near side. Big shot is just wide of the net. As Lewis sends it back down below the Depaul goal line. Reedy in to battle for it with Plotke behind the net. He goes high off the glass. Is kept in on the point there by Gavin Hawkinson, who will send it back behind Asher Matu. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. Here's Josh McDonald on the forecheck. Again, this is the line that we've had good feelings about all night. Back onto the ice. Depaul now into the far side corner. Skates it behind Christian Rohr. Turns it over to Hawkinson, who tries to send it up the near side boards. Eventually, Ernstine will find it. Here he comes. They're in 2-on-2. Logan Pickens is with him. Ernstine cuts to the far side. Shot off the post is Scotty Ernstine's shot. He still has it. Another shot is blocked out in front. Ernstine tries to wrap around attempt. Diving back. Asher Matu found that one, though. And Ernstine engaged in battle in the near side corner. He tries to center it. And Lewis Flyers coach is very upset that there was no call there, but we play on. Here's
Yeah,
Depaul.
Ernstine there showing some real grit as he was battling off multiple Blue Demon defenders at the same time and just continued to battle and continued to battle.
Here's Lewis now back in their own zone. Braden Robertson sends it up the near side boards. Over to Brian Gunn, who turns it over in his own zone. Depaul sends it down low just in front of Christian Rohr. An excellent sliding save there from Christian Rohr to keep that puck out of the back of the net. Depaul still has it near side. Maloney now on the point. Shot on the ice is turned aside easily by Christian Rohr. But Depaul, Chris Lee gets the rebound. Lee on the near side. Hash mark skates it up to the point. Walks to the middle. Shot on the ice goes off the side of the goal. And Depaul again finds the rebound. Eventually, it's finally sent out by number 81, Brian Gutt. And we have a whistle on the play. Again, very upset.
The goalie come out to play that puck right as the linesman looked away to make the call.
So it looks like we're going to have a center ice face-off. The rule as it is written in the NCAA rule book, this is what we use here in the ACHA, says that if an error was made in calling an icing call, that ensuing face-off will be at center ice. That's why we are having a center ice face-off right now as the referee is in conversations with the coaching staff of the Flyers, assumingly getting the explanation about why there was no call on that play with Ernstine earlier. Here's Depaul. Maloney sends it behind his own net. Over to the far side, Chris Lee sends it up. Here comes Depaul into the zone. Kramer, big hit there. And Helf tries to send it out front. Can't find anyone. Michael Helf now has it on the far side. He walks to the middle. Shot off the blocker of Christian Rohr. And eventually the Flyers can't quite get that out. Depaul still has it. Here's Helf. Walks around one. That shot is wide of the net. Arkilla now with the lone Flyers goal. Tries to get it out. Is unable to do so. And that point shot by number 9, Chris Lee, is easily handled by Christian Rohr for a face-off. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this second period. Lewis Flyers are down 10-1.
Yeah, Depaul is really starting to apply some pressure, and the Flyers applied a lot of pressure about 5 minutes ago for a while. I'd say about 5 minutes themselves. They were really putting the pressure on the Blue Demons, really getting some good offensive looks, and now the Blue Demons are returning the favor as the Flyers have been in their end for quite a bit now as they are trying to overcome icings and overcome the possession of the Blue Demons.
Newton tried to make a play into the Flyers zone, but was unable to do so because Jack Selman was standing in his way, and then Selman proceeded to send the puck right into the Blue Demons bench. So we will see a face-off to the left of Christian Rohr with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in this second frame. Flyers have the most recent goal, looking to turn things around as we enter the final few minutes of period number 2, as that puck is sent high into the air. Jen tries to find a breaking Michael Ligas, and Morrow finds it and is forced to send it in to the Depaul zone. Here's Depaul now, sends it behind their own net. Morefoot keeps it in on the point. Morefoot sends it down low, tries a give-and-go play. Morefoot almost gets an opportunity. Another shot off the pad of Asher Matu, and that goes into the near side corner. Here's Jack Selman, battles for it very hard, is cross-checked right in the numbers, and we have no call on that play. We play on. Jack Selman slow to get up, and we have a scuffle going on between the couple players of the Lewis Flyers and the Depaul Blue Demons. Obviously, Matt Morrow and Michael Ligas trying to stand up for their player, Jack Selman, after that no call in the near side corner. So we'll see what penalties will be dished out on this play. It looked to me, Cody, like Jack Selman was cross-checked right in the numbers, but obviously the referee had a different view, so no call on that play. But it looks like we have some offsetting minor penalties between number 19, Michael Ligas, and number 77 of the Blue Demons, Sam Salode. So we will go 4-on-4 with just 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this second frame.
Yeah, I looked at the referee right after there was no call made there, and he almost kind of shrugged his shoulders as if to to say, I can't do anything. I'm not in the business of reading minds because I'm really not good at it. But I kind of wonder what that suggestion was.
An excellent shot there is turned aside by Asher Matu, and Depaul brings it back the other way. They cut to the middle and eventually will send it in down behind the net, where Manarino sends it out front. Depaul tries a shot. It's just wide of the net. And that will be eventually found by Brian Gutt, who forces it out. Manarino battles for it, gets tangled up with the linesman, and Depaul will give it back to Matt Morrow. Morrow now sends it over to Ernstine on the far side. Ernstine walks the defenseman into the zone, feeds ball. What a goal by the Lewis Flyers! Scotty Ernstine just absolutely walked their defenseman, sent that puck behind the back over to Matt Morrow, and that highlight reel goal is the second goal that we've seen at Canlan today by the Flyers.
Yeah, fire up the film room. That one is going on in the highlight reel for sure. What a move by Ernstine. I think he's been playing really well all night, operating with really good speed and walking past defenders as they've seemingly just standing still with his speed, but doing it that time with some finesse. And Matt Morrow will say thank you very much for the goal on an amazing assist by Ernstine.
Player that you said to keep an eye on in the pregame, Cody, you were correct. And he brings the team up to 2 goals on the day so far. Still down 10-2, but that's a pretty good end of the period if you ask me. Again, like I said multiple times, it starts with 1. Now they have 2, courtesy of Matt Morrow and Scotty Ernstine. Here's Depaul, brings the puck into the Flyers' end. They have a nice spin move. Depaul still got it, tries to bring it in front, and that's turned away by Josh McDonald, who will send it out into the neutral zone.
Yeah, some good defense, just left that one sitting right in front, and the Flyers, luckily for them, were able to get to that puck first and get it out of the zone.
Here's Depaul now. We'll send it into the Lewis Flyer zone off the end boards, and that's found by number 68, Chet Daker. Daker tries to go off the near side boards. It's turned over. Here's Depaul, tries a near side shot off the side of the net, and they still have the puck. Josh Maloney tries to go cross ice right into the slot. Couldn't find Tyler Marcelletti though, and that puck goes into the near side corner. Depaul still has it. Sets up behind the net, goes for the up and over play again. Here comes Jack Selman. Opportunity for the Flyers coming in on the odd man break. Jack Selman is hit hard there by number 8, Michael Helf, as they were coming in on the odd man break. Depaul will bring it back the other way.
Yeah, the Blue Demons there tried the old alley-oop play, but it actually ended up giving the Flyers a better look than it gave them.
Here's Arkilla. He almost gets it out. One of the goal scorers for the Flyers today.
Ooh, another nice spinorama pass there. Scotty Ernstine again, just feeling it and firing on all cylinders today.
Ernstine tries a shot, and that's deflected high into the air, and it goes up into the protective netting. Stopping play. 34 seconds left to go in this second period. Scotty Ernstine having one heck of a game here today. Absolutely walked that defenseman, allowed Matt Morrow to hammer that one home past Asher Matuda for their second goal on the day. This is the Flyers hockey that we are used to seeing, Cody.
Yeah, not so sure I would advise on the spinorama behind the back pass in your own zone, but I guess if you're firing like Ernstine is today, you just feel unstoppable, but you don't want to make a silly error there, and it worked out. It's tape to tape.
Excellent chance there. Another wraparound attempt is thwarted by Asher Matu, and we possibly have an injured player on the play. That's not the guy we want to see injured. That's Scotty Ernstine, who's slow to get up.
Yeah, that puck was trickling really slowly towards the far post there, and then Ernstine tries the wraparound, and then it was a mess of sticks and bodies. Couldn't see what happened, and then Ernstine obviously going down with an injury and being helped off the ice.
It looked like Matt Morrow on that play lined up on the point. He was the trigger man for that face-off play. And it appears that Scotty Ernstine is trying to walk it off a little bit just off the ice. Again, one of the outstanding players for the Flyers today is Ernstine. And so we look to hope to see hopefully he will return. We got just 20 seconds left in this second period. Depaul tries a shot, stick aside there by Matt Morrow. Excellent defensive play. Matt Morrow able to play on both ends of the puck so far tonight, scoring goals, turning people away. Here's Depaul. It's poked out of the zone by Tyler Kramer. 5 seconds left to go. Kramer battling hard for it, is hit, and we got a penalty on the play. Tyler Kramer, emotions are running high, and it looks like there may be another call being made. I don't know. We'll wait to see what the penalties are, but obviously Tyler Kramer was very upset with that play.
Yeah, I think after the play, after the whistle, I saw Depaul go after a Flyers player first too. So I'm not sure if they'll be doubling up on Depaul, but I didn't see that one instigated after the whistle by the Flyers. So it'll be interesting to see how the penalties play out at the start of the third period, and we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what the referees say.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we'll have a couple calls that are being made towards the end of this second period, and I think we'll have to wait to see what gets put up on the board for period number 3. That was a little bit better, though, Cody. Period number 2, you have to admit that. The Flyers had a little bit of offensive prowess going, and we will look to see what happens in period number 3 in just a couple minutes. Stay with us. And welcome back for period number 3 to Lewis University Television Network. My name is Logan Kapp. I am joined, as always, by my co-host and cohort, Cody Lindemann. Cody, we had a little bit of life shown by the Flyers towards the end of that second period.
Yeah, Flyers really playing good at the end of the second period, picking up their first goals of the game. And, if you eliminate 20 minutes, which is a whole period, but that 20 minutes, that last half of the first period and the first half of the second period, they were really, really struggling to look, formidable, really allowing a lot of goals. But when they got their feet under them and kind of ended out and discussed right now by the two captains, respectively, they are getting the explanation, a long explanation from the referees, as I'm sure they went into their own locker room and sorted out the penalties during that intermission. And a very, very lengthy discussion continuing on before the start of period number 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened at the end of period number 2. There was a little bit of a scuffle going on there in the far side corner. Originally, the original penalty was to the Depaul Blue Demons. And then whatever else ensued after. It looks like we'll be figuring that out. It looks like Depaul will be on the penalty kill to start off this third period, as penalty 2 minutes for number 77, Sam Salat, is up on the board for Depaul. However, Lewis has 2 players in the box, number 9, Matt Morrow, and number 46, Tyler Kramer. And assuming what had happened, now we have a couple more players entering the penalty box for Depaul. And it appears that they had a couple offsetting penalties. And there's 3 people in the box now for Depaul, 2 in the box for Lewis as we prepare for puck drop period number 3. Cody, what can we look for out of the Flyers?
Yeah, well, I think if you're the Flyers, you need to continue to play like you did at the end of period at number 2, and not like you did at the end of period number 1. Like I said, they were playing really well towards the end of that second period, and they just, for half the game, they've looked really good. It was the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the second period, first 10 minutes of the first period, and that middle time, things really fell apart. That's when they gave up the 10 goals, and that's when the wheels really fell off here. So it depends what kind of Flyers we've seen. We've seen almost 2 polar opposite teams on the ice at the same time throughout the night. So we'll see what kind of team we get moving forward here, and the Flyers hoping that they can add a couple more goals.
McDonald brings the puck into Depaul's end. It looks like Scotty Ernstein's back on the ice. That's good to see after apparently having an injury to his lower body towards the end of that second period, but he's back out on the ice looking to help his team out. Selman now tries a sharp angle shot, gets over to Wilninski. Big backhand shot is out in front of the net, and Jack Reedy couldn't quite stuff that one past the goaltender for Depaul, Asher Matu. And so the game remains of a score 10-2 in favor of Depaul. 54 seconds left on the power play for Lewis. 18 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in period number 3.
Yeah, really good play there by the Flyers. I thought that backhand was actually going to beat Matu to the far outside post, but just not quite enough. Matu getting that angle that he needed and getting that blocker out there and blocking that one away before the Flyers could continue on their offensive attack.
Gut now for the Flyers, brings it in, tries a shot, and that's easily soaked up by Asher Matu for another face-off. The Flyers looking strong to start off this third period, as they've had a couple shots so far, and we look to continue that into the rest of the game today, and hopefully then able to take that into tomorrow. If they can end the game on a positive note here today, that will give them a little bit of a boost tomorrow as we come back to Camlin for game number 2 of the Depaul Blue Demons versus the Lewis Flyers, which we will be broadcasting right here on the Lewis University Television Network. As the Depaul Blue Demons try and center that out. It's eventually skated out by Arkilla, who turns it back over to Danny Manarino. And Brian Gutt skates it into the Depaul's end. Gutt now tries to leave it for Ligas, who can't quite find a stick on it. And Danny Manarino will send it all the way down to Christian Rohrer, who will play it to Tyler Morefoot. 5 seconds left to go on the power play for the Flyers. They turn it over at their own blue line. Here's Depaul now. They will send it all the way back into their own zone as their penalty expires. 5-on-5 hockey with 7 minutes and 52 seconds left to go in this third period. Here's Manarino. He leaves it up.
Flyers struggling to maintain control of the puck and just giving it away to the Blue Demons.
Depaul brings it in and sends it right between the wickets of Christian Rohrer. Michael Helf is the player who tucked that one home for their 11th goal on the day. Michael Helf being the player that you said to keep an eye on before this game started in the open, Cody.
Yeah, it looked like the Flyers just kind of got caught flat-footed there. Helf just skated around them to the outside, and then a backhand shot. He just found the net there. So the Flyers maybe a little flat-footed coming out of that break, and after the power play that didn't really get much generated, they give up another goal. So the Flyers, maybe struggling here early in period number 3. Not the team we were hoping to see out of the locker room.
Ernstine tries a turn and shoot, but that was just high of the net, and then both teams battle for it on the near side. Here's Depaul. They poke it out. They come skate into the Flyers end. Presta tries a centering pass, and they find it. No goal on the play. Somehow Rohrer kept it out of that. And a big point shot is again found by Rohrer, and a quick whistle from the referee will stop that play, even though Christian Rohrer did not have an excellent save there from Christian Rohrer.
I have no idea how he kept that one out of the net. He was down and out, and I was going to say that's another goal there for the Blue Demons, but somehow, some way, keeping that one out of the net. The referee had a great positioning, was emphatically waving that one off to say no goal. So Rohrer with a great save and keeping his team, somewhat close.
Well, I think if nothing else, Christian Rohrer's trying to put a little bit of energy back into this Flyers team with that big save.
I think that's what they need, coming out of the locker room. They said they looked a little bit flat-footed on that first goal. So, give the team some energy, maybe build some solid goaltending, some good defense during period number 3, and build off of that for tomorrow. I think if you're the Flyers and you're down by 9 here with a period left, you're really just looking to build for tomorrow. Learn what you can about this Blue Demons team. Learn what you can about yourself, and maybe take that into tomorrow and make tomorrow a little bit more competitive.
And that puck somehow got behind Christian Rohrer. That was Matt Newton. That almost, to me, Cody, looked like there was a distinct kicking motion, but obviously not in the opinion of the referee, the man that it matters what his opinion is. Doesn't matter what my opinion is, but according to him, that puck entered the net in a legal fashion, so that will take the Depaul Blue Demons back up by 10 goals. That was, again, number 7, Matt Newton.
Yeah, what I saw from my angle there was that puck got in behind Rohrer, and then when he went down, it actually went off the back of his skate and then trickled into the net. That's what I saw from my angle, at least, so maybe that's what the referee saw as well and why that goal was allowed.
Here comes Plaitkin now into the zone. Marcelletti tries a centering pass, can't find anyone. And Ernstine will try and get that puck out. Engaged in battle with Marcelletti. Eventually Ernstine comes away with the puck, goes in behind Christian Rohrer. Ernstine trying to wind up and get some speed coming out of the zone. Here's Arkilla now. Enters Depaul's zone, tries to walk and shoot, is blocked out in front there by number 25, Ryan Plotke, and that puck goes into the near side corner. Plotke now has it behind his own net. Is engaged in battle with a couple Lewis Flyers. Eventually he comes out with it. Plotke sends it up to the near side. Here comes Plotkin. Tries to spin around and leaves it for Plotke. Big shot is blocked out in front there by Tyler Morfoot. Another shot is fanned down by Marcelletti, and the Flyers are able to send that one all the way down to Ashton Batu, who tries a fast break opportunity, sends it back up, and that is closed off by the Flyers. Here's McDonald. He turns it over. Plotkin in the far side corner is pressured hard by Tyler Kramer, taken down by Kramer. No call on the play. So we play on. Kramer loses it. Depaul tries to center it. It goes high into the air up to the near side point where Lee finds it. Is pressured by Selman, and that allows the Flyers to get that puck out of the zone. Here's Depaul. Health is almost stood up there. by Reedy, and Depaul comes back in with a shot, and he is stood up by Kramer, and then allows Christian Rohrer to cover up. 14 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in this third period. The board says the fourth period, but it most definitely is the third period. The Lewis Flyers are down by 10 goals, a score of 12-2.
Yeah, I think if you're the Flyers, maybe one of the most frustrating things about this game is that you just have those lapses for 8 minutes where the blue team is just skate all over you, and then you play really formidable and then sometimes outplay them the rest of the period. So as frustrating as it is, though, that might be something the Flyers can build off of tomorrow and say, we can play with this team. We've done it. We did it yesterday. Even in our what appears will be a big loss, we can play with this team and play really well with them and outplay them at times. So that's something the Flyers then can build off of for tomorrow moving forward in this weekend series, but also something that is really frustrating as the game is continuing on today.
Yeah, that goes back to something we talked about in the open. One of the keys to the game that we brought in, that player, that looks like Michael Ligas, was just hit square on the numbers by number 8, Michael Helf, and he will go off, presumably for only 2 minutes. But again, that goes back to something we talked about in the open, Cody, playing a full 60 minutes of hockey. It's clear to you and I both and everyone else that Lewis has the skill to play with this Depaul team. It just comes down to now they have to be able to do so for a full 60 minutes. They've shown some light. We've seen it. They've scored a couple goals. They've had some high-quality scoring opportunities. But then seemingly all that goes away, and they kind of lose track of what's going on when Depaul comes down and scores a goal. So playing that full 60 minutes will be key in the game tomorrow, as the Flyers will go back on the power play for 2 minutes. That penalty was, again, like I said, to number 8, Michael Helf. As McDonald turns it over, here comes the Blue Demons in on a breakaway. Tries a shot, excellent save there off the toe of Christian Rohrer. Hopefully getting some momentum back into the tanks of the Lewis Flyers. Ligas sends it over to Ernsting. Ernsting's got it. He walks in, shoots off the toe of the defenseman, and Wilninski was unable to find that one. That puck makes its way back out to the neutral zone, where Gutt turns around with an excellent spinorama move and tries to bring it into the zone, but incidentally puts it off the skate of the defenseman, and that goes up and out of play. 12 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in this third period. 1:15 left on the power play for the Flyers.
Yeah, just to finish off that thought about the Flyers playing with this team, I think one thing that really shows they have the ability to play with this team is the fact that they've had sustained offensive pressure. You really struggle to play with a team when you get rush looks, and those are the only looks you get. But the Flyers didn't do that. They had some sustained offensive pressure. That's what I'm trying to say. And they were able to play with this team and really, battle with this team. And I think if they're able to do that tomorrow and throughout the remainder of this period, it'll be a great hockey game to watch, and maybe not get away from them in such a outstanding fashion as it has here tonight.
Kramer now back to get in his own zone, falls down with a hard forechecking Matt Newton on him. A couple Flyers players there along with Matt Newton, who's battling hard behind Christian Rohrer. Eventually Gutt leaves it off for Kramer, who turns around. The Flyers can start their breakout. Here's Brian Gutt. He brings it up through the neutral zone and into Depaul's end. Big hit there. He was being lined up by Matt Newton, eventually kind of shrugged that off, and that allows the Flyers to keep it back in. Here's Kramer on the point. 32 seconds left. Big shot and off the high shoulder of goaltender Asher Matu, and the Flyers retain possession. Far side point. Here's Akilla, tries a shot on the ice and makes its way over to Gutt on the near side. Gutt tries a centering pass. Looks like it caught Matu off guard a little bit, but he is scrambling to cover up with just about 15 seconds left to go on the power play for the Flyers. Just about 12 minutes left to go in this third period.
Yeah, the Flyers really late in this power play opportunity, getting a couple of good looks there, maybe a couple more left with 15 seconds remaining if they can win this faceoff and get their offense set up.
Ernstein wins that back to Wilninski, sends it over to the far side point. Petrovic sends it down low. Ernsting receives the puck again, and that is then turned over to Depaul, and they send it all the way down as time runs out on the power play for the Flyers. 5-on-5 hockey. Here we go. Tyler Morefoot sends it behind his own net over to Wilninski on the far side. Wilninski bats it past the defenseman up to Ligas, who loses it in his feet. And that allows Depaul to bring it back into their own defensive zone. Miscue on a pass there. Sends that puck all the way back into the Flyers end, where Morrow sends it behind the net over to Petrovic, who sends it up to the point. And it's again kept in by the Blue Demons. Here's Ernsting. Goes off the back goal frame. An excellent move there, an excellent series of moves from Scotty Ernsting. And eventually that puck is turned over, though. Here's Depaul, near side corner, sends it up to the point to Lee. Fakes the slap shot, walks to the middle. Lee tries a dangle. Shot off the glove of Christian Rohr. Big save. Eventually, Morefoot finds it and sends it out. Here's Lee now in front of his own bench. Forechecking Michael Lee gets right on him, sends it over to the far side. And Depaul will try and break into the Flyers' end. Here they are. Loses the puck in his feet, and Rohr is forced to make a save and cleared by Braden Robertson. But Depaul still has the puck. Backhand saucer pass is fanned on right there by Billy Passion, and that puck goes behind the Flyers' net. Here's Marco Presta is turned around. Collision there between Selman and one of the members of the Depaul Blue Demons. He was looking for a call, not getting it. And they're back into the Flyer zone. Backhand shot is patted aside there from Christian Rohr, and they send it back down low. Here's Liam Farrell. 2 goals on the day, tries to go rink wide. Is unable to find anybody. And so Josh Maloney has to take it back into the neutral ice area. Selman tries to send it into Depaul's zone, and that is stopped in his tracks by the Depaul defenseman. Cody, it seems like pace of play for both teams now is slowing down. Nobody really having a clear advantage as Depaul takes it back into the Flyers' end. And just as I say that, the Depaul Blue Demons will score again to increase their lead to 11 total goals in this hockey game.
Yeah, I was just thinking, the Blue Demons maybe not getting great looks, but I've been definitely looking to my left far too often in these last recent minutes, and you see it end with a goal right there, and the Flyers just maybe not getting enough offense going that would allow them to stay out of their zone for that extended period of time. And a notable absence for the Flyers during this third period has been Morrow, as he has been in the penalty box for the entirety of this period.
Yeah, again, not the player you want to have in the penalty box. Your leader, the man with the C on his chest, Matt Morrow, is in serving a penalty for the majority of this third period. Unfortunate. But again, I think at this point in this hockey game, Cody, the Flyers will just be looking to what they can improve on for their game tomorrow. As Kramer sends it rink wide, it's stick down there by Scotty Ernsting. Here he comes into the zone, tries to go around the defenseman, but he is stopped in his tracks. Here's Kramer, nice spin move, sends it up to Ernsting. Ernsting now to Wilninski. He tries to go rink wide, fans on that pass, and Tyler Marcelletti takes it away from him. Here comes Depaul now in his own zone, playing catch with Maloney, who will send it up and out right to Josh McDonald, and they will send it back the other way. Maloney sends it into the Flyers end, where Ernsting is back to receive it, trying to settle it. We'll send it back to Kramer and out of the zone. Here's Gutt on the forecheck, and we have a whistle.
It's like a penalty here, I believe.
We have a cross-checking call being made to number 26, Josh Maloney of the Depaul Blue Demons, with 8 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock in this third period. The Lewis Flyers will be going back onto the power play.
The Flyers have had a couple opportunities in this third period, have been unable to capitalize thus far, but maybe a good learning opportunity, as we said, and we will continue to say throughout this third period. This third period is really just a trial run for tomorrow's game, so maybe an opportunity to learn how they should operate their offense, or maybe how the defense of Depaul works during their penalty kills.
as the Depaul Blue Demons send it out. Here's Brock Ash in all alone on breakaway, tries a drag move. An excellent save there from Christian Rohr. Apparently was not a save. It looked to me like he kept it out, but not in the opinion of the linesman who was covering for the referee on the goal. But that is Brock Ash's 4th goal on the day against the Flyers, their 3rd shorthanded goal on the day.
Yeah, something the Flyers are definitely going to have to pay attention to moving forward is just allowing too many odd-man breaks on the power play, and it's hurt them almost every single time.
Not ideal. Not the man you want going in all alone on the breakaway. Brock Ash already having 3 goals on the day. Gets the 4th with just over 8 minutes left to go in this 3rd period, bringing his team up by 12 goals now. A total score of 14-2 in favor of the Depaul Blue Demons. Here's Ligas on the near side, battles for it. Leaves it for Kramer, who will go rink wide up to Ernsting, and he will skate with speed into as Depaul's end, and he tried to leave it for Arkilla, but he was not prepared for it. So they have to cycle around and bring it back in. Kramer spin around past to Arkilla, who can't find a stick on it. Kramer, an excellent shot there from Tyler Kramer, goes upstairs on Asher Matu, glove side, and that will be the goal number 3 for the Lewis Flyers today.
You know, that's something that the Flyers may need, is that almost that quick strike ability. They had a little bit of sustained pressure, but seemingly out of nowhere, they found a puck there in the right circle and were able to bury it home over the right shoulder. So there may be some good mojo if they can continue that going on for the next 7.5 minutes to close out the game here. We'll have to wait and see as Morrow is back on the ice for the Flyers.
Tyler Kramer, the 5'7", 175-pound defenseman from Rochelle, Illinois, is a sophomore, and that would be his 4th goal on the day, on the season so far, in 8 games total played, this being his 9th. Flyers send it out tomorrow, as you said, just exiting the penalty box after spending the majority of this 3rd period in there. Here's Morrow, will enter the zone with some speed, looking to turn things around for his team. Backhand shot is just wide of the net, and that goes to the near side.
Yeah, that shot actually beat the goaltender there, but as you said, it was wide, so not much doing.
Hawkinson fell down on that play, so that allows the Blue Demons to regain possession in their own zone as they again go for the stretch passes, but that's broken up by Morrow in the middle. Lewis sends it into DePaul's end where they cycle it behind their net, and they look to set up on the breakout. Ryan Plotke has it, standing behind Asher Matu, waiting for the forecheck from Ernsting. Eventually will go off the near side boards. Misses Passion, and that allows Hawkinson to send it back into DePaul's end. Ernsting forces a turnover in DePaul's end, walks the middle, shoots, is blocked out in front, and he kind of has a collision there with one of the members of DePaul's defense. Here comes DePaul back the other way. Tries to walk to his backhand, and number 13, Lucas Theodosopoulos, has scored his 1st goal of the day. That would be DePaul's 15th goal, bringing his team up by 12 goals. That's one thing that's been exceedingly frustrating for us today, Cody, you and me both, is that we have the Lewis Flyers who have some sustained offensive pressure for a little bit, and then seemingly DePaul's able to take that and go down and score right away. So that's something that we'd like to see improved on for tomorrow, is the ability for the Flyers to hold down some of that offensive pressure, some more of it, for a longer amount of time, and not allow that quick turnaround and goal that we've seen multiple times here today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been tough for the Flyers. They've been, they get a goal or they get something, and they get some offense going, whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden, they're back down, a goal or two or whatever it is, or back down on defense. Just constantly today, we've seen it over and over again, and it happens during these times where they're slumping, as they kind of have been right now. And they've they just give up goal after goal after goal, and it's just so difficult for the players to kind of turn anything around or to exit the zone. It just seems difficult to do everything at that point. And then even when they get something going, as you said, it just turns into another goal for the Blue Demons. So what has to be frustrating for the players is, it seems like, whenever they get something going, it turns right back against them. But the good news for the players is they have the ability to affect that and change that for tomorrow. And, today's game is out of reach clearly, but that is a great thing about the Lewis Flyers hockey and this brand of hockey is that you get to come right back at it tomorrow and you can change your fortunes and maybe play better.
Absolutely. That's what the Flyers hope happens tomorrow as the Depaul Blue Demons take it back in. That's intercepted by Morrow. Morrow exiting the zone with speed, beats the defenseman. He's in 2-on-1. He's got Brian Gutt with him, tries to center it, but that's broken up in the corner there by the defenseman. A little bit of a collision there between Jack Selman and one of the members of the Blue Demons. Didn't quite catch who that was. No call on the place that we play on. Selman finds the puck at his feet. Is taken away there by Matt Newton, and he will wheel around his own net, exiting the zone with speed. As he picks up more and more speed, beats the defenseman, tries a far side shot, and that's blockered aside by Christian Rohr. Big hit there from Jack Selman as Depaul keeps that puck in. Newton lost the puck at his feet, and that allowed Gutt to find it and give it over to Ernstine, who comes into the zone with speed. Tries to dangle. I think he tried a little bit too hard there and stepped on the puck and fell down.
Yeah, it was a good move if he would have moved his skate just a couple more inches. Then it would have looked really cool at a high speed. It was a difficult play there. The Flyers looked like it might have been offsides there, but they were able to check up.
As Dacre sent that one in, they did have a couple players offside, so that allows the Blue Demons to bring it back the other way. Here they are on the far side corner, engaged in battle. Is number 68, Chet Dacre. And eventually the Flyers will come out with it. McDonald gets it up to Kramer, who will skate it out of his own zone and will lose a handle on it, and that allows Depaul to bring it back the other way. They're into the zone, try a centering pass. That puck sat in front of Christian Rohr there, but no harm, no foul on that one as that puck makes its way back into Depaul's end.
I think that's a testament to maybe good defense there by the Flyers, that they didn't allow anyone just to be in front of the net there and bury that home, because there was time and space, but if there's no one there, then no danger.
Morrow now into the zone, drags it, shoots, and is just about a foot over the net. And that goes into the near side.
Yeah, good job by Morrow. They're getting off a clean shot with a couple bodies around him.
Ash now brings it in, shoots off the post, and that is followed up there by number 8, Michael Helf. I believe that first one might have gone in the net, but in any case, Helf will get credit for this one, as we have just over 3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in this game. The score is now 16-3 in favor of the Depaul Blue Demons.
Yeah, Logan, I think you're right. I think that first shot might have found the back of the net because there was a distinct lack of the classic post sound, and that puck came out of the net and died right behind Rohr, and you just don't see that happen very often if a puck actually does hit off the post.
If that would have gone in the net, that would have been Brock Ash's 5th goal, but I believe Michael Helf will get credit for that as we enter the final 2.5 minutes of this game. Wilninski now on the near side tries to go off the boards up, but Marcelletti breaks it up, and it's kept in by Lee on the point. Deflection out in front of the net there by Seth Cohen. Sends the puck in the far side corner. Cohen tries to center it. So Wilninski who's standing right there. The Flyers scrambling a little bit in their defensive zone. Eventually Wilninski will find it and bring it out. He's got Morrow with him in on the odd man break. Wilninski feeds Morrow, and that was just a little bit too hot for Matt Morrow to handle, and that goes into the far side corner. Here comes Tyler Marcelletti in all alone, and the rest of his team's making a line change into the Flyer zone. He shoots right into the logo of Christian Rohr. Nobody around, and he will hold on. Marcelletti, I believe, fell down on this near side hash mark, so it looks like he's getting up right now. But in any case, Christian Rohr able to make that save, cover up, as we are just under now 2 minutes, 2-minute warning in this final period of Flyers hockey. As we mentioned before, we will be back here tomorrow at Canlan for game number 2 of this series between the Depaul Blue Demons and the Lewis Flyers. That game should start promptly at about 5:10. right here on the Lewis University Television Network YouTube page. As Asher Matu comes out to play that puck in the far side corner. Flyers gain possession. Brian Gutt tries to center. Is broken up there. And out counts Theo Dosopoulos into the Flyers' end. Brian Gutt engaged in battle. Lou falls down on the play, and he is taken down there by the stick of Liam Farrell. No call on the play as that puck is sent in on net. Tyler Kramer has the puck. Some fancy footwork there by Tyler Kramer. Here we go. He's skating up through the neutral zone and into Depaul zone as that puck makes its way over to Ernstine, who almost falls down on the play, but somehow able to stay on his feet. Backhand shot from the point, and Tyler Kramer, and that puck is played by Asher Matu, and he sends it out into the neutral ice area. 60 seconds, less than 60 seconds now, about 50 and a half seconds left to go in this third period. Cody, what are we looking to improve on? What is the first thing that we need to improve on for the game tomorrow?
Well, you got to allow less goals. I mean, there's no easy way to put it. You can't compete with 16 goals. And I think the way to do that, we saw it in the first period, the first half of the first period. We talked about it. They played so well, had a really aggressive forecheck. So a good aggressive forecheck is going to be a way to move forward. But also we've seen the Blue Demons get in behind the defense of the Flyers, but that has mostly happened on the power play. So 5-on-5, it hasn't been about the breakaways or odd man rushes, and that's when the Flyers have really been able to utilize that forecheck.
Here's Morrow gets a shot, and that somehow stayed out of the net. That might have gone in the net. It looked like it from my angle, not from the referee, who has a much better position than I do. And that puck gets underneath Jack Selman, and we have a whistle on the play. And it looks like a penalty on the play with just about 14 seconds left to go in this third period. I believe the Lewis Flyers will be heading to the penalty kill.
Yeah, I thought that one went in the net too, from my perspective. But as you said, we do not have the angle to make that call, and the referee most certainly did. Just to finish off my defensive thought before Morrow had that opportunity, defense is going to be key. The Flyers' offense, you put up 3 goals in a normal game, and maybe it doesn't look so bad, but when you allow 16 goals, there's just not much else you can do, and 3 goals is not gonna do the trick at all.
Yeah, obviously some room for improvement tomorrow. We talked a little bit about things that need to improve, as you just did. Things that I personally think, again, we went through the keys to the game earlier today, as we have, again, the Flyers out here to salute the fans. And it will be imperative tomorrow for the Flyers to play 60 minutes of hockey. It was shown to me and you both, Cody, that the Flyers have the ability to skate with this team. They have the skill that's necessary to win these games. The thing that they have to do now is be able to show it on the ice when it matters. And with that, that will conclude our broadcast here today. I thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast despite the outcome. I'm Logan Kapp. For everyone here that's been with me, Cody Lindemann, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow right here on the Lewis University Television Network. Thank you.